all of the reasons and doubts that were clear from the beginning that I'm going now to support President Weah and his re-election bid, especially uh, considering a lot of things he has done in several sectors that have come to move this country from where it was to where it is now. I mean, look around you. There are several gains being made, and don't get me wrong, the government has also had some challenges in some places that have not been able to complete. But because government is continuity and government comes along with time, nobody can actually do everything in 6 years. It's why the Constitution gave it 2 terms to be able to complete those things you didn't start in the first 6 years of your term. So, my appeal is that my colleagues, my friends, and this is not a Lanu thing. This is with me personally as an individual. I'll be appealing to folks from Lanu to also join me.
Is it not by the will of the party you're doing this? You're doing this as individual.
I'm doing this as individual. You are correct.
Don't you see this to maybe in another week want to mind the party's interest?
And not necessarily so. I've had several consultations. My consultation goes spans across from both political party, consideration. Lanu's, being in house, we had a conversation. They are going to keep observing. We are running out of time in politics. Politics is about timing, and and having known what I know now, I will be going forward to pledge my support to President Weah.
Are you using President Weah as a fallback position after you lost the election?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. So those people who know me know I'm a professional man. Whether I definitely support President Weah, but that is not a fallback position.
But you had a lot of losses in the country. What was your position after the election?
I came in third, of the elections, and we considering that there are challenges in Bapulu, the roads, the infrastructure, the network. There are too many challenges. Campaigning Bapulu is one of the most difficult things that I've experienced in my political career. Sometimes you have to walk an hour or two to get to the electorates, and electorates have to walk 2-3 hours to come to the polling places. You are talking about a county where only 2 or 3 major public high schools. I mean, infrastructures are so limited. So those challenges actually contributed to, some of what I experienced, because the message, it took us a long time to be able to get to all of the towns and villages to be able to carry that message across. So we are looking at it from a different perspective, not as a fallback position, but as a way to continue the good work that the president have started, and making sure that with our representation in government, we can now be talking to him to see how he can be able to come to continue some of the work he started in Bapulu. Bapulu needs Liberia. Liberia needs Bapulu also, because we contribute to the infrastructure development of this country holistically. You got gold, diamond, timber, now iron ore coming out of Bapulu. I think it only worth for those iron ore and other things that are coming out of Bapulu to help with the infrastructure development of Bapulu.
Now, let's look at your marks, in terms of what have you done in Bapulu County, in terms of raising up the number. Now you have pledged your support as an individual. You come from a political party. One could say that the strength and the support, the number you raised in the election was just based on party sympathy. Let's look at your strength and your political will, your voice in terms of raising the number for the president.
Well, this is the second time I've participated in the race for Senate in Bapulu. I contested in 2020, and prior to 2020, I've been, very much involved, engaged with, the little help we can give out of our pockets to the people of Bapulu. I mean, I've been around contributing since 2012. I mean, giving back to my alma mater, where I graduated from Bupulu Bible Mission School, putting students on scholarship. At the time they had WAIC, was very instrumental in helping with providing support, financial support for WAIC students, WAIC payments, scholarship opportunity, and then that enlarged and spread over to the rest of the county. All of the high schools in Monrovia, in Bopolu, because of how it looks, most of the high schools are situated in Bopolu. We began giving scholarship there. We've been helping with the health infrastructures and medicine. We've been carrying medical supply. In fact, in 2020, during COVID, Bapulu was one of few counties that had all of the personnel protective equipments to protect our nurses and our doctors from the menace of COVID. So, want to ask, what have you done in Bapulu? Is a very good question, but if you live in Bapulu, the name Paul Kennedy will resonate because of our involvement in Bapulu and contributions we made there.
Okay, we have roughly 5 minutes to 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, we wrap it up on this. So if you have just joined us, folks, you're listening to the Super Morning Show here on ELBC Radio 99.9. And of course, other frequencies across Liberia. And we have in studio here on this brief interview, Paul Kennedy. He is, a senatorial candidate who contested in the just ended election in Bapulu County. He has come to pledge his support for the re-election of President George Manan Weah. And of course, it's the conversation we are having here. So you can join this conversation by just calling 0880514096. We can pick up just two of your calls, 2, 3. We go back to him. Then we have his final words, 0880514096, 0880514096. Or you can use 0776740673 as our alternative line here this morning. Let's talk to this caller on the Lone Star. Good morning, welcome. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, welcome.
This is Dominic Waller coming from Florida.
Dominic, welcome.
Yeah, I want to thank you, studio guest. Thank you, but the person you're asking that the days of fallback position, because initially when you are patriotic citizen, you will still patriotism above personal interest. So that person was a good person for you. So it's already same person we are doing. He has seen it, and then he choose party line. So it means that the patriotism is question. Thank you.
Okay, let's talk to the callers on the orange line here. Okay, can you talk to this one? Welcome.
Good morning.
Yes, you live. Go ahead. Speak in the phone. Do not listen to the radio as you have the conversation. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Peter Flomo, and I come from the Road.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to tell the brother, welcome, my brother. This is the party that belongs to the MySafe, and as long you were in the race for the MySafe, I think this is the right thing that you are doing. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. We can squeeze in another one here, 0880514096 or 0776740673, 0776740673. These are the two numbers you can put through your calls on. I can talk to this one. We go back to Paul Kennedy. He's our guest here this morning. Good morning, welcome. Hello, listen to the radio and do not listen to, just listen to the phone. Okay, let me talk to this fellow. Hello. What's going on? It's just started. Let's talk to this caller. Good morning. You live. Just listen to the phone and forget about the radio. It seems like this caller not ready. Let's talk to another one. Welcome. Too bad. We can just get back to our guest. He will respond to the two, callers here that we can wrap it up. We have 2 minutes up to 8 o'clock. So, Mr. Paul Kennedy, you listened to two of the callers, and I think that was a balanced thing we did. One in favor, one against. You want to make further comments?
Yes, thank you very much. In whenever you make a decision, there will be pros and cons to that decision. And I think the decision to endorse President Weah is a personal decision. It has nothing to do with what others feel about my choice. I've evaluated all of the stakes, and I've seen what's better for a country that we've strived in so far, that is lack resources, that everything is a challenge to. So for someone to come up to question my credibility, I mean, that's up to them. As far as patriotism is concerned, patriotism is a broad word and is looked at from everyone's perspective. For me, I think that my selection of to support President Weah is also in support of the country. So that's being patriotic enough, And to the colleague who said thanks for joining on board, I appreciate him welcoming me, and we're going to work together. As I've talked with you now, I'm planning to go to Bopolu.
Because that was my next question. After pledging your support, it comes in with a high, responsibility.
That is correct, and I'm going to Bopolu today. We got our team already set and ready to hit the road. I mean, in fact, we've been doing a lot of one-on-one outreach already. I have a thing there of 1,166 persons. I'm talking about 15 persons per town. We set up the cells for various towns, so these cell leaders are willing, energetic. They are willing to join board. In fact, the decision was made consultatively with them, and we are moving. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of them will decide where to go, but the rest of them will be following with the decisions we made. So we're going to put our all into supporting this president and making sure Bapulu County falls to him.
Okay, let's wrap up in few words. Then we can just conclude it here this morning.
Let me start by thanking you and this studio for providing me the platform to be able to reach out to the people in the country. Start by thanking the people of Bapulu for believing in me and those that have come out to exercise their democratic freedom and rights by voting into the just ended elections. We ask them to turn out in their mass number. Don't sit on the fence. Make a decision. Come out on November 14th to execute your constitutional rights. And as I come to Bapulu today or tomorrow, we'll be working along with our team into making sure we reach this message far and wide. Thank you to the studio.
Thank you.
Say no to destruction.
He's a senatorial candidate in the just ended general elections in Liberia, in Bapulu County. Though he lost the election, but of course he has definitely pledged his support to re-electing President George Weah as the next to maintain his post as President of Republic of Liberia. But of course, is how we wrap it up here on the Super Morning Show on ELBC 99.9 FM. Thanks to you there for following this morning.
Help but destroy